2, 1. Hi everyone, this is Christine Josty of Mail Something Pretty, and today I wanted to show you how to make these cards. Not really sure what they're called. I know they're very trendy, so I'm calling them like a swirly circle card. So it has this like little swirl, and we're going to make them out of circles. And one of my team members showed me how to make it, and I tried to follow her directions, and I did it totally wrong because I've discovered that I'm a visual person, videos, rather than a text person. She wrote it up as a PDF, and I cut all mine wrong, and I did it wrong. So I've kind of translated it into what makes sense for my brain, and hopefully that works for you. So this is the one she and actually a friend of hers got together and made me a birthday card. So this is the card that I copied. So then I came up with this one. Similar. I didn't have the words that they used, and I'll show you, do kind of need words because it closes up that seam. So I had these words, which were old, but it worked. And then what I'm going to show you today is this one. It's pretty similar, but I ended up changing the colors because I had already cut everything for my club, and when I went to cut the Amazing, it was the same color, this Bermuda Bay, and it gets hidden. So I just cut the Amazing in Misty Moonlight, so now you can kind of see that swirl of the G, and then I liked the silver, and then because I liked the silver, I didn't want the white. So anyways, I'll show you options, but that's what we're going to make. So hopefully I make this less confusing for you than it was for me. What I found to be easier was to use the stitched shapes framelits or thinlits or dies. I guess that they keep changing the name. So it comes in, they have 4 circles, there's 4 squares and 4 ovals, and they all have the stitched marks. So this made it easier for me. Michelle had used the layering circles, which had like, 16 different circles, and I got confused on which ones to use. So I found it easier just to use all these 4. We're going to use all 4, and I labeled them this way because it's easy to cut the wrong ones, which I did. So this is what I did for this one. So let's see if we get this all on frame here. So I already cut my circles right here. So the pool party, which is right here, there's only one. So you need one of D. And then the Bermuda Bay, you need a D and an A. The Coastal Cabana, you need a B and a C. Smoky Slate, you need a B and a C. Basic Gray, you need a D and an A. And then there's that optional white, that optional one that I ended up not putting on here. So here are my circles. And I actually kind of have them placed in order there. So now we're going to cut them. So you really get 2 cards out of the circles because you only need half of each circle to make a card. So it's kind of nice. You can make 2. So I'm just going to cut my circles because I didn't do that yet because I didn't want to get all that confused. I will post this on my blog as well, so you know, and then you can change your colors. I'll have a picture of my card, and then if you wanted it to be rainbow colors or you want it to be all greens or whatever, you can just substitute the names of the colors but keep these circles that you need. So hopefully that will make sense, but I can't tell you how confused I was when I did it. It was kind of funny. So you're not going to cut every circle. So the gray, and if you were going to use the white, so that's a smaller circle, do not cut. But every other circle you are going to cut. So like here's that pool party. I am eyeballing it too. I'm not measuring it. So then I'm just going to put one on each side. So then I know for 2 cards. So that's Bermuda Bay, that's the D size. So actually what I separated them. So right now I'm working on the lower circles, and then I'll work on the higher circles. Again, I try not to get too confusing in the videos so that it gets you confused. All right. So I'm going to set one set aside. These are my lower circles, excuse me, the ones with the pool party. So these will be down here. So I'm just going to put those right there, and then let me just cut real quick the upper circles. And this little one, we do cut this one, the Bermuda Bay. You can certainly cut these with scissors if you want, but it's not so hard to do it with your paper trimmer. You just kind of eyeball wherever the middle is. And the last one. Okay, so these are my lower circles. So set those to a side, so that's for another card. Put that over there. Okay, so what we're going to do, keep that there for reference. We are going to, actually I'm using glue. I think it's easier to use glue than anything else for this. So I have them in size wise, so like from the biggest to the smallest, again, and that goes like that. So I'm going to take my smaller circle, put some glue on it, and I'm going to put tip to tip. This will help you too if you do tips to tip when we line them up. So then I'll go the next size up, tip to tip. And that also gives us a pretty equal amount of space for the circles. And the last one, tip to tip. Oh, actually, no. This one, so these three go tip to tip. Because this is the same size as this one, it can't be tip to tip. So you're just going to kind of make it about the same width. And you want it all to be in a straight line on the top. Okay, so like that. So that is my bottom. And I'll do the same thing with the top. So it goes this way. So my tip to tips will now be on this side. I think as long as you keep like a picture for reference as you're making it, yeah, that will help you. I have trouble gluing it on that side, so I'll just do it this side. Turn the paper, it's still in the same direction, like that. Okay, so those were 3 tip to tips. And then actually this fourth one, this one does get tip to tip. So the only one that doesn't go tip to tip is Pool Party, or whatever color you're using for Pool Party there. Okay, so they look like that. That's my top and that's my bottom. If I was to flip it around, they actually do go in the same direction. So you can do it that way too. But that's my top, that's my bottom. So then I just have a regular card base. I'm using white for this one. And then I already cut the smoky slate background, and that's just 5 1/4 by 4, which is a standard layer. I embossed it with the Scripty embossing folder, just to give it a little something in the background, but not too much. I didn't want it to get too busy to take away. And that's what Michelle did. So I just really copied her because I really liked it. I loved her colors. I just loved the look of it. I had seen this style of a card online for a little while, but I thought it was really complicated and just didn't take the time to learn, to be honest. So I was really excited. She showed us how to do this in a team Zoom meeting, so it kind of forced me, but I love it. I think it's really fun. Okay, so here's my base, here's my top, here's my bottom. So now I'm just going to put this. Actually, before I do that, you don't want, normally you would want to center, but we're really not going to center it because then if we centered it, it wouldn't line up. So I'm going to shift this over a little bit and then shift this so that, see how like that lines up, and then kind of center the 2 edges. So I like that. So I'm going to leave that one right there for a second, put some glue in the back. Bring that back up to where it was. Hold that down for a second, and then I'll put glue on this one. if you were to center the whole thing, then it would be a little lopsided, and I think it would have gone over the edge of your card. All right. So then I'm going to take my gray circle that I did not cut, and I will glue that right there. And I think there's a little space. You can either have it hanging like this, it just hangs kind of, or if you want to put a dimensional under it, maybe I'll do that. I have these two little mini ones. Oh, that one's not sticking. My hands are freezing, so they're not working perfectly, and I'll put glue on that edge. Okay, so I'm going to flip this over so the dimensionals will go on that part, and line that curve of the circle with this curve right there. That sits better. I think I'll tuck a dimensional under there later. All right, so there's kind of that swirl. I'll figure out whatever the name of it is, but you have this seam. So that's where the words come into play here. And the original one, Michelle's, and actually Colleen made this one for me for my birthday. She used the birthday, and the happy came with it, and I think it's called Word Wishes. It's a stamp set in die bundle, but I don't have it. So I actually don't have a lot of words that would work. I had like Thanksgiving and Christmas, but I didn't have like birthday words. Oh, there we go. So this one I had, it was old, which doesn't matter. So that's what I'm using, the Amazing You. So I'm just going to, I don't see my little silicone mat up here, so I'm just using the back of my case so I don't get glue all over my desk. And if I was smart, I would have cut this out using those adhesive sheets, because then I wouldn't need to use glue on this part. But I didn't. It's all right, just be careful with the glue. All right, so then I'm going to use my tweezers to pick it up. My fingers are sticky. And then I'm just going to cover that seam right there. I'll move that over. So you wouldn't even see that seam. So you could, if you didn't have any words, you probably could use a strip of paper right there, you know, and stamp something. But I do see the words kind of make it nice because there's no break of the colors going in and out. And then I could have put the, like I said, I could have put the white there, but I think the white, it doesn't make the silver pop out as much. So they had stamped on the white and just put the words above, but how my words worked out, I had to put the U on the bottom. I suppose I could have done You Amazing, but it would have been missing the R. So there we go, Amazing You. So really this would be a beautiful graduation card, or birthday, or thank you, or retirement, or really a lot of cards, a lot of reasons, depending on whatever words you used. So let me move this one. So these are the three kind of variations. Okay, so I hope I made it less confusing by using the A, B, C, and D with the stitched circles. And I will put this, I'll take a photograph of it and put that right on my blog so you can have that for reference as well. Thank you very much for watching. Please be sure to check out my blog. It's mailsomethingpretty.com, and like my YouTube videos and click the notifications so you get notified when I put new videos up. And I would love for you also to add yourself to my mailing list, and then you'll get lots of information each week. So thanks again. This is Christine of Mail Something Pretty. Bye-bye.